Today's topic is all about factoring an expression. So let's say we have the expression x squared minus 9x plus 20. What we want to do here is factor this out into two terms, x plus or minus something times x plus or minus something. So if we were to FOIL this, like we learned in the last lesson, we would get this back. Now, the way we need to do this is think. To get x squared, we don't have to do anything, we just multiply x times x. So it's just really, really easy. This is the easiest example. Now, the puzzle is, how do we get a negative 9 here, but a positive number here? So you're going to take this number, the 20, and you're going to think, what are all the factors of 20 that give me a positive 20? So I have 1 and 20. You also have negative 1 and negative 20. That also works. If you multiply those, you'll get positive 20. You'll have 2 and 10 and negative 2, negative 10. You'll have 4 and 5, negative 4, negative 5. And I think that's it. So we're trying to choose the factors that add up to negative 9. So we choose negative 4 and negative 5. Those add together to form negative 9, but they multiply to form positive 20. So we're going to have x minus 4 and x minus 5. And we're just going to go ahead and check our work to make sure we got this correct. Let me go ahead and touch this up a bit. We're going to check our work to make sure it's correct. So x times x, that's f, the FOIL, the first, x squared. Outside, x times negative 5, negative 5x. Then the enter. Negative 4x. Here, positive 20. X squared minus 9x plus 20. Let's try one more example. Let's say we have x squared plus 3x minus 12. So we know it's going to be x plus or minus something, x plus or minus something. Let's just go ahead and put that in. And we're going to take this negative 12 and think, what are all the factors that equal negative 12? It's a negative number, so it has to be a positive times a negative. So it's negative 1 times 12, or 1 times negative 12, negative 2 times 6, or 2 times negative 6, negative 3 times 4, or 3 times negative 4. So we're going to look for the factors that add up to give us a positive 3x. Okay, that's 11, that doesn't work, negative 11, 4, negative 4. I'm just adding these together, right? 1 and negative 1. So actually here, there's nothing that we can do to add up to a positive 3x. We can get a negative 12, that's easy, but we can't actually add any of the factors together to get a positive 3. So this one we cannot factor, so we're just going to say can't factor. We're going to have to solve this through another method. Now you know, if you wanted to find this out, you could always plug it into a calculator, just like this. It's still an equation just like the ones we looked at before. Now I want to show you a special scenario that's when you have two perfect squares. So x squared minus 49, for example. So the square of x minus another perfect square, 7 times 7. This one's super easy, you don't have to solve anything. You just know it's x plus 7, x minus 7. I'll just show you what I mean. So x squared minus 7x plus 7x minus 49. Those cancel. We get x squared minus 49. Now notice this only works with minus, because if we have x squared plus 49, we cannot actually use this simple method, because we can try, to say x plus 7, but what's going to happen is this, x squared plus 7x plus 49. Those 7s aren't going to cancel out, and we're not going to get what we started with. So if it's plus, the two squares plus each other, it's not going to work. It has to be the difference of two squares in order to use this simple method, x plus 7, x minus 7. So what's actually the point of factoring? I just want to go back to the one we had before, where the very first example I showed you, x squared minus 9x plus 20, we factored that to get x minus 4 and x minus 5. Now what that tells us is what the zeros are of the graph. So I'll show you. We can plug it in. X squared minus 9x plus 20. Graph it. We're going to find the zeros quite easily. So we can second calculate the 0, like I showed you from the last lesson. Left bound here, right bound somewhere down here. And the 0 is x equals 4. That's the first one. Let's find the second 0. Or we can write the coordinate pair 4, 0, it doesn't matter. Second calculate 0. Left bound, we want it somewhere down here. It's really hard. We should probably zoom in for this, but I'm not going to. We should probably zoom in though. And second one is 5. Well, look what we did here. All we do is say x minus 4 equals 0, add 4, x equals 4. That's the 0. Or x minus 5 equals 0, x equals 5. So when we factor, we can also use that to find the zeros, or, I mean, that's when I say zeros, I'm saying x-intercept. It's really the same thing. It's where y equals 0. But we can use this factoring to determine the zeros without having to use the calculator.